Estoy comiendo mierda, tremendo mierda. Llévame la pasta, va a ser cosas que te incentivo. Tiene desperdicio. Qué vacilo.
Oh, snap! Hujambo, fine people of Earth. That's hello in Swahili. Got the hellos down in several languages now, feeling pretty good about that. But more importantly than hello, I really do need to learn how to say, I didn't do it, please don't kill me. That's the one thing I really want to know how to say in every language. Because, let's face it, it's pretty easy to be killed overseas. I'm just saying, we all like to think of the good side of visiting Europe or going on a trip to Asia or going down under. Or, ooh, what about Africa? That's fun. You get to get like 18 shots in the ass. I have a friend who went to Africa when we were in middle school, and that's basically all that stuck with me about his trip. He might have had gorgeous experiences, just amazing sights were seen, amazing things were experienced. And all I took from his entire trip was, going to Africa means I gotta get a shot in the ass? Well, looks like I'll be making real good use of this Lion King Blu-ray, because I ain't ever going to the real thing. Forget that, people. Ain't happening. Not today, not ever. I'll probably end up there. I don't want to get 1,001 shots. He had to get so many shots. He told me, he came back, he's like, dude, I cried. Dude, it hurts so bad, dude. And then the doctor touched my baby. No, he didn't say that, but the first part's true. Speaking of touchy-feely people, I don't know if you had the pleasure of watching this weekend's SNL finale with The Rock. Ugh, I hope The Rock didn't actually want to run for president. I really do. Because if he honestly wanted to, he probably just nuked his presidential run. He was involved in a skit where the running gag was basically that The Rock was a mad scientist who built a child molesting robot. Now, out of context, it sounds pretty bad. And in context, it wasn't taken too well either, but I liked the skit. I thought it was funny. I thought it was edgy, and it showed a lot of balls. Okay? It took a leap of comedy faith right there. SNL's been doing that the last few weeks. Louis C.K., whenever he's on there, he always makes sure to say one or two things that you just go, oh, so that's cool that SNL is opening up their boundaries a little bit. They've never really been uptight, but, they're going places I didn't think they would go, being a network show. And that came to a head at The Rock skit with the child molesting robot. That's the end, I think, for his presidential run. It's hard to rebound from that. How do you rebound from that? How are you going to debate that? Then again, I guess he actually has the perfect dream scenario where if somehow Trump didn't get impeached and it was Trump versus The Rock in 2020, he would actually have a way out of this problem because the debates would go as follows. Well, candidate Johnson and President Trump, the country has had a bit of a struggle as of late dealing with the topic of molestation. If you could, please clear up for us where exactly you both stand on this topic, the topic of molestation. Mr. Trump, take it away.
Well, the answer here is incredibly simple. I think it's a very straightforward answer. We cannot have a president that would joke about molesting children. We're talking about children here, okay? Little, tiny, just small. They're so small. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think children are big, really big people. They're not. They're tiny. They're tiny, and they need milk. Are there any mothers out there? Any mothers with children or babies? Lots of babies. Listen, babies need milk. It's very important. Who knew? Why didn't anybody tell me? Nobody told me anything. Nobody said, Donald, Eric needs milk. They said, he's fine. People cry all the time. It's nothing new. So I left him there, alone, in his room, for 30 years. That's why he's so pale.
Okay, thank you very much, President Trump. Now, candidate Johnson, your thoughts on molestation. Well, first off, let me just say thank you for the opportunity to address this and to be here in front of the millions. No, Mr. Johnson, we talked about this. Of the Rock's fans, and to address you all about what I said on Saturday Night Live. Now, as you know, it's a comedy show. There's a lot of energy. It's very kinetic. It's electric when The Rock is there, and we brought it that night. We did. Me and the whole cast, we brought it that night. I remember walking in through 30 Rock, through Rockefeller Plaza, walking up onto that Saturday Night Live stage, looking the crowd in the eye and saying, finally, The Rock has come back to Mr. Johnson. would you please be so kind as to answer the question? Know your role and shut your mouth! Mr. Johnson,
Wow.
I don't know what to say, sir.
That was incredible. So
this
rude.
is very unprofessional.
He's being
Just,
so
just
rude to you.
incredibly unprofessional on your
Being
part.
rude.
Listen. You are right, okay? I'll admit it. That was incredibly rude. That was very unthoughtful, and I sincerely apologize, Jessica.
Say what?
Candidate Johnson, my name is not Jessica, sir. Wow. Wow, okay. I'm so sorry. Please, tell me, what is your name? My name is George.
It doesn't matter what your name
You know what?
is.
That's it. I quit. The Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, Triple H, Stone Cold, Mick Foley, Trish Stratus, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Hulk Hogan, pre-sex tape. I had so many favorite wrestlers, but my favorite of favorites will always be The Rock. Because not only was he a great performer, just like all those other guys were great performers, but The Rock was funny, man. He was funny. It was a joy watching him mess around with Michael Cole and the coach. Do the Charleston, coach. That was oh, man. It was so good. So many days and nights and mornings spent watching pro wrestling. I used to go to Blockbuster and get these old tapes of past WrestleManias and just watch that before going to school super early in the morning. God, I hated school so much, but there was so much magic going on in my life in that hour before school when I'd just be watching The Undertaker come down to the ring in his like super cheapy fog. But I loved it. That was my version of Broadway. I think of like all the kids that grew up neck deep in drama club and like, you know, always dreaming of getting some tickets to go see Wicked, but I was just there dreaming of SummerSlam. I was there enjoying the Royal Rumble. And when WrestleMania would come along and I would get my parents to let me see it on pay-per-view, that was like second Christmas. I don't know what it was. It was just this mythical, it was like comics come to life somehow for me. I don't know. It was like this weird middle ground between theater, superheroes, and drug addiction. I've been told they have a lot of addiction issues in pro wrestling. But the point is, throughout all that, The Rock was my Superman. The Rock was the dude. He was my favorite, and I've been a fan ever since. Which is why, if The Rock does end up considering and going forward with running for president, I'll be a little bit sad about it. Not because I don't want him to, do this particular job per se, but it's like I said, I'm a fan of The Rock. I think he's a great guy. He's a super likable dude, and there is no way in hell to be the president of a country, especially this one, and not be disliked. There's no way. There is no way. And that's what I see that coming. I see like if The Rock runs for president of the United States of America, and if he wins the presidency, there will be like a very brief moment of, whoa, good for him, hell yeah, baby. And then it's an immediate swan dive into, well, I don't agree with that. Why do you do that? Oh my, who died? How many people died? Well, this is messed up. This is messed up. That guy's corrupt. That's what that is. That guy's corrupt. He smiles and whatever. He acts like the big Hollywood, super popular guy, but that guy's evil. Isn't he evil, guys? Yeah, he's evil. Oh, yeah. If you didn't know, that's what a crowd sounds like as the volume dies down. Down with the patriarchy! I don't want The Rock to be disliked, but if he runs for president and he wins, that is it. It's gonna happen. It's literally step 3. Step 1 is you win. Step 2 is you put your suit on, go outside and make your announcement. And step 3 is you begin noticing people hate you. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. It's like, it's the strangest thing, because that job, any choice you make is automatically going to come with the disapproval of millions and millions of people. And it's not the same as like if somebody doesn't want to go see your movie or they don't want to, it's not that kind of disapproval. That disapproval will be very intense disapproval. It'll be someone died disapproval. That's a different kind. That's a very different kind. When you see like some kind of mission go down where a bunch of civilians get killed and then, President Johnson had to call it with the information he had at the time. And that's it. It's never the same after that. There's no way. There's no way. And that's what the presidency is. It's just back-to-back decisions that affect people on a global scale and that will anger and in many ways hurt huge chunks of the human race. That's the job. Who wants it? No? Nobody? No takers? Dwayne, you don't got to do it, baby. You don't got to do it. But if you go for it, you got my vote. But I need to see Tom Hanks with you. That's just how it's got to go. I made a joke to my friends. Well, it was like a half joke because I actually wanted to see it. But I said that I want The Rock to run with Tom Hanks. And then on Saturday Night Live, The Rock comes out and makes the joke that he's running with Tom Hanks. But just seeing them make that joke and be standing there together almost imploded my brain. I was just like, oh my God. I felt like I was in the most unimportant chapter in the Bible. Like I was just like standing in for God for a moment.
And then Ramsey said, "Let there be The Rock and Tom Hanks," and it was so. And that brings us to a close of this episode of Oops, Wrong Hole and the Ian McKellen Bible. Good night, everyone. And remember, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when Google Maps says he will.